Hello everyone, welcome back to my next Let's Play. It's been quite a while, partially because I was busy with the holidays, but mostly because I got sick for a while and couldn't record. But that's no longer the case. And before I get back to doing Earthbound, I thought I'd do something pretty quick and short to get me back into Let's Playing, since it has been about 3 weeks since I've made any kind of video. So I'll make it something simple, especially as I haven't touched Earthbound since, well, actually last year now. So I'm taking a bit from Kirby's Dream Collection. I always like the little intro we've had here. Especially with this orchestrated version of the very first game's opening. Which actually is what we're going to be playing this time. Now eventually I'm planning on doing all 6 games on here. But it's going to be a while because Kirby's Dream Land 2 I've never played, and Dream Land 3 I've only played the beginning of. But that's going to be an off while for now. So let's start the first game in the Kirby series, Kirby's Dream Land. Alright, since this is pretty much a virtual console style emulation, picks off right where I started last time, so can just reset it right here. Actually, I get confusing because it's like a virtual console game. Every set's the actual collection. We have to reset it like it was in the old days. By pressing all 4 buttons. Yep. Kirby's Dream Land. And if you let this screen go on for a while, you can see all the different Kirbys appear in dance. But we don't got time for that. Stage 1, Green Greens. And plus since this is on the Wii, I can test recording my HDP roar in an actual game. Because I haven't been playing too much lately since that test video. Many little bouts in Persona 4 Arena or Paper Mario Sticker Star. Because with my recovery, I haven't really had much time to play. Much of anything. Yeah, I like how it's got this border around each game. Helps preserve its aspect ratio. Considering it's a Game Boy game, the screen's not that big. And if you hear me coughing, yeah, I'm not 100% better yet, but I'm well enough to do this. Because I need to get back into doing it. It's better than doing nothing. And so Green Greens is the most basic of Kirby stages. It introduces everything that you come to know, most of it. The most notable thing missing that Kirby's best known for is copying his enemy's abilities, because that did not exist until Kirby's Adventure on the NES. Which, for most people know, Kirby was the first game they played with him in it. And here we are at the first boss fight. Now I'm gonna be doing 2 playthroughs of this game. First on the normal mode and another on the extra mode. Which is very different. So this whole Let's Play is gonna be 2 videos long. Anyway, to beat Wispy Woods, you just take the apples that come down and spit a wipe in his face. And the very first Kirby dance, which I like to call the Cream Puff Shuffle. I Castle Lololo. based on an NES game, Adventures of Lolo, which I've never played myself, and I should not have taken that second hit. And that microphone, when you spit it back out, it'll destroy all the enemies on screen. And the bomb will just destroy any enemies it comes in touch with. Yeah, this is not too hard a game. Well, that makes sense because Kirby was always meant as a game for beginners. But one thing the Kirby games do is they do add plenty of things to challenge more experienced gamers. In the case for this one, you have the extra mode. In case of other games, in addition to difficulties, there's a lot of stuff to collect that a first-time gamer might not be able to get rid of or find. And here's the super spicy curry, which you might recognize from its appearance in Brawl. Pretty much, when you try, Kirby cannot inhale anything, but can constantly unleash blast of death from its mouth. But it's also pretty short-lived. But it lasts as long as it's need to. And here are the bosses, Lolo and La La La. And to defeat them, you have to take the boxes they are carrying and spin them at them. They take 3 hits each to defeat. And I couldn't avoid much of a hit there. Alright, so now they only have 1 hit each left. Including me. Being real careless this time. Ah, almost got him. Or her, I should say. Yeah, I need to... There. I can just get up in time. Gotcha! I really am rusty if I'm doing this terribly. And again, not doing too bad, I'm just playing recklessly. Don't know why I'm trying to rush my game so much, it's a very short game, already we're almost halfway through it. Ah, I guess it's not like the more recent Kirby games. You do restore your health after you finish a stage. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, you can float if you're carrying an enemy. It would be wise to keep that in mind. Especially for me, who apparently I'm not thinking. I mean, I've had, or I used to have this game. I don't know where it disappeared to. But I had it since I was like 8. Should be a bit more familiar with it, methinks. Well, that's always satisfying. I haven't been paying attention to the score, but I don't think it decreases when you lose a life. At least it hasn't seemed that way to me. Yeah, those kaboos there, they're not a threat here, but on extra mode, they'll be very dangerous. And come down this way, and we'll get a 1-up. So don't go all the way down or you will die. Well, that gets back to life we lost a moment ago. Though if you're coming down pretty fast and hit an enemy, you won't take damage, you'll destroy them instead. So having that momentum in mind is a good thing to know. Because first-time player doing extra mode needs all the knowledge they can get their hands on. And I don't mean a first time playing Kirby, I mean a first timer playing video games in general. Luckily, we're almost at the end here, and I don't feel like getting the 1-up and down there. And apparently the bounce doesn't do anything. And if I find this warp star, we apparently get lodged in a whale's blowhole. Alright, now we're at the boss. I think it's called like Kabloo or Kablam or something. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But this blimp will just continuously shooting at you. Luckily, with the power-up we just got, we can constantly float while shooting air blasts. So as long as I don't screw it up again, yeah, we just won. Now here is probably the stage with the most relaxing sound, at least. Bubbly clouds. But also with the most danger. And good thing I stopped there, otherwise I would have fallen to my doom. Ow. Be careful with those Scarfies. Do not try to inhale them. They're probably the most dangerous enemies in the game, aside from bosses. If you try to suck them in, they'll just get mad at you and chase after you, eventually explode. And this is a real shame that you couldn't copy abilities here. Otherwise, I'd have the color ability right now, which is one of the more well-known Kirby abilities. And you're not hitting me while it would do. Of course, a lot of Kirby stages can be easy, simply by floating through the whole thing. That was too close for comfort. I was not expecting to kill him like that. Oh well. Ow. Alright, let's keep on going. Yep. Here's a bit of a secret room over this way. All the way over here. That will skip us forward. Plus it gets us to healing. I don't know why we need both. Well, I guess if something came like that happened. But it wears off when we exit the area. And now we have the first encounter of Krako, who isn't too intimidating so far. He's just throwing balls and wild dudes at us. Oh, but by the time we finish, he will be known as quite a threat. I landed right on the warp star. Alright. And I forget what this thing is called. I'm thinking it's like spicy jerky, but I think that might be wrong. Anyway. The rest of this is you're pretty much safe. Aside from right here. And here's another spicy curry. So we can go through all these blocks. Now be careful with stars, cause on the extra mode, those will hurt you. But right now the falling stars are harmless. And the rest we're just going straight up to the end. And here's a little secret I probably wouldn't have known about if it weren't Kirby Superstar. Or in Dreamland, I don't know which. Got a 1-up. And another one. Aww. Anyway. For that bonus area again, this time we fight Krako for real. It's both the mini-boss and the boss of this area. Just like Lolo was. And but his strategy is still the same. Just hit him with the wild dudes. Only this time he has some extra attacks. The only one that's really a threat is one where he charges at you. Because if you keep your distance, that laser burst is no threat at all. Can drop another one anytime now. Yep, we're already halfway done to beating him. Ow. Getting a bit more tenacious here, aren't ya? Come on. There. And now that we're done that Cream Puff Shuffle, we have one more stage left. Mount DDD. And if it sounds like this, you know you're in for some intense action. Even the entrance shows how it goes. Alright. Now, to proceed here, we have to enter these 4 rooms and play through a brief snippet of a stage based on the 4 places we've been to before. And then we'll have to fight the boss again. And touch a little Kirby here to make the entrance go up. And the boss music doesn't change either. And one thing I should point out, because I didn't mention it either, the whole plot of this game is King Dedede stole all the food in Dreamland and poured it in his castle. So now Kirby's going to get it back. Possibly so he can eat it himself. If later parts are to be believed. Ow. Yep, and for this one, it's even less challenging than the green stage. Now, hopefully I won't be so reckless, because unlike fighting the bosses before, you do not restore your health upon defeating them. So a bit more caution is needed in order to survive. Luckily, I say I've been showing a fair bit of it so far. Can I get this box? Yes, I can. And that's 2 down. And since we've done them in order so far, let's head back to the island. Huh. Oh, that was not expected. Alright. Yep, just carefully bounce in there so you don't hit spikes. And in this place, the room was taken exactly from the stage. Well, probably because of how it leads straight into the boss. Anyway, just gotta be a bit more careful than I was last time in this fight. I'm saying I'm mostly doing pretty well at that. Mostly. I was, till near the end. Now Krakos left. And this time it's pretty much the reverse of the last room. Pretty much just hang to the middle and you'll be fine. Of course, now I have to finish this fight in one hit. Though if I'm cautious, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just stick to the middle. And be ready to jump at all times. He's being a lot more generous with Waddle Doos than last time. Not that I'm complaining, of course. Good. Done! That was a lot easier than before. And with that, we enter its face and we're to have a duel with King Dedede. Defeat him, You just avoid his attacks, and when he leaves a star out, you take it and spit it back at him. And he has far more health than anything we've encountered so far. Not even that damn blimp has this much health. A good way to avoid getting hit by his... Okay, I was pretty much screwed there. A good way to avoid getting hit by his hammer is to walk in front of him and then jump away from him. That'll get him to try attacking with it. But be careful once you're inside a corner. Because he'll do his jumping attack like that. If you try to jump away from him, you'll just get hit. And also, sometimes when he approaches with the hammer, he'll try to jump and hit you with it. If you're in the air, so take caution. But when he gets close, try to run away. Because you never know what attack he'll do. Though there are some cases where you're pretty much stuck in a corner. Like this one. Ow. Luckily he has one hit left. And sometimes he'll trip, but even touching him then will damage you. And that's the end of the Fat King Penguin. We hit him so hard that he burst out of his own castle. Though in the opposite direction we spit him in. Huh, that was odd. The screen flashed black for a second. I don't remember that. Anyway, here we have Kirby's own balloon form. Now there has actually in later games a balloon Kirby, but it never becomes a size this large. You have to wonder just how people got these games like Sunday Rain in the credits, because surely that can't be their real names. Like Bubby. You know, wonder how these people got their names. Because they're obviously short names, since most likely they can't fit as much space on these old games in such limited memory. I like how this had so many players, like they knew this was going to sell well from the beginning. And we're near the end of our goal. And all the food is falling down from the castle. That's somehow being held afloat by a couple of stars. Yeah, guess Kirby's going away. Oh, but we're not finished yet. Yep. The king is mad and he's not but happy. He's gonna come back again. And we'll be ready. So we press up, select an A, and we'll have an extra game. Which we will do on the next time. Until then, everybody.